Hi, this is Shadi. Today we're going to be going back to the 1920s. So, this is one of the many of the self-defense demonstration videos, but I gotta say it's very well done. But at the same time, I saw some techniques that were quite unusual. You usually see the hip toss and tomoe-nage, etc., but this one was actually quite interesting. There's even some offensive techniques, and it's clearly made in the 1920s, and you'll see from the furniture to the styles, everything. But nonetheless, it's always good to go through them because you will always find something new, just like in this one. So it starts by a scene that it says that you will never know what's out there. So this is the 1920s. Everyone is well dressed, and so he sees his prey, and he goes after her looking for her purse in the middle of the day. So she just comes out quietly out of her car. She pushes on the head while maintaining control on the wrist, and then here the hand that was doing the harm, she keeps control of it. She rotates him around and throws him with this very good seoinage, I must say. It's not like where those someone grabs your neck from behind and then you throw them. No, she rotates someone onto her back and then with both hands goes down. So this is very much like Olympic champion Mark Hausinga's seoinage. Very unusual, off the tip of the sleeves. So he takes it, does a very big pull, rotates around, and then loads his opponent onto his back, and then throws him down. It's quite interesting to see in a 1920s women self-defense video. So here you see, much like Koga, he would put one leg in the middle and then uses it to push off and throw and cut down with his hands. And here you see, I see it live. It's a great technique, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not a fan of seoinage, but this one is actually quite interesting. He just grabs the tips and just goes there. So here she yells at him and then tells her there's a jiu-jitsu class at 7, you should come. So they come. It's clearly not a dojo. It's a very fancy place with some mattresses on the ground. And so she tells her that the control of the wrist is very important. And till this day, it's one of the best advice you can tell someone. So wrist control here. Osoto Otoshi, just like the Elio Gracie self-defense or the old Japanese self-defense. Grabs the hand, then blocks. It's not so much of a reap where you just blow the leg out. You just put it behind and then with the hands you control downwards. But instead of judo grips as the wrist, but blocking the leg from behind and then taking someone down over it is a great way to really put someone down, and not effortlessly, but in a very controlled way, and that does not require a lot of energy. Again, these ladies come in here. She's making it look like all you need is this one class, but no, you actually need years of experience. And so here, maintains control of the wrist. It's very important. So she's showing her the technique closely and slowly. The way she puts her leg is quite interesting. I've never seen this way of. But then here she bends her over backwards, maintaining control of the wrist. And then here she does a very interesting wrist lock. So you see, anyone who knows a thing about wrist locks knows that elbow control is also very important. She does it by pressing on to the ground, very much like this Aikido technique. Here, a finish where you press on the elbow downwards while pinning the wrist. Somewhere similar, but it's a bit inverted. Now, finally, the ankle throw, or last but the one before actually. So the ankle throw before the foot lock or leg torture as she calls it. So you grab the ankle from the front and the knee and then you pull. Seems like a sneak attack rather than self-defense in my opinion, but here she puts it in a foot torture or a ankle lock, I would assume, because she didn't do it. Now finally, this one was, she was taking someone with teigatame, but the assailant takes her down and tries to get on top. That's the idea. And so she does what she called the somersault throw, which is a tomoe nage. So this is teigatame, where you pin the elbow by using your hand underneath as a way to block it, and then the other one you keep it close to your chest and apply pressure, but the other person decides to fall down to relieve the pressure, and so they can get on top of you, and that's where she does the tomoe nage. So this is not new, by the way. I'll show you another example from the old Japanese books. So this is tomoe nage, so it's a circular throw. That's one of the ways to translate it in English. So here it's for the people that don't even know judo, they will know that this is a judo throw. So you kick the stomach, and that's how the first Lion King ended, also where someone was charging. So this is from the female self-defense book. I believe it was from the 1910s. And so it says when someone is aggressing you from this position, you make sure you put your legs in front, and here you can use it to launch them over and from the back or to the back, and from there you defeat that someone who is trying to come on top of you and being the aggressor. So you don't need a bunch of techniques, I noticed, when it comes to self-defense. But what matters obviously is those that you can assimilate quite quickly. I'm not saying in a session or two, I'm talking in quite some time, because you can go out and get attacked right now, but God forbids this does not happen. But it all comes down to a lot of techniques and repetitions, but also depending on your body, your weight, your height, your strong points, your weak points, you should be able to differentiate between techniques and know which one is best for you. We all have that one technique that even at such a beginner level, we just, for some reason, we were very good at it, either on the ground or standing up. So please let me know, when you were a beginner, what was the technique that you just all of a sudden became very good at? Let me know down below. Consider supporting me on Patreon for exclusive content. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.